Mary, that may be the fastest way to travel, but it's definitely not the safest. Hello to all Meeps and Bubbles, and welcome back to another episode of How is Clay managing to screw us over with their updates. Also, this is a let's play where we do buildings and stuff. Let's recap what happened in the last episode. We built an aqua tuner setup, as you can see here, and it is cooling down this water pocket so our oxygen stays nice and cold. We built an all-purpose infinite gas storage with mechanical filters on top. As you can see here, when I activate the gas overlay, we already have 5 different gas types in here. We use the capability of the metal refinery to infinitely store super hot water, as you can see here, 15 tons and 24 tons of water over 100 degrees Celsius. We made a lot of steel that way and produced other refined metals. The new update forced us to do another storage system for our food in the kitchen. It is in a vacuum now, but since there's already a new update, we have to fix that again. We built 2 more Dreco ranches so we can have a lot of plastic for the hypertubes in the future and speed up the travel time of our duplicates. We also dug out a tiny area to the left, as you can see here. So let's jump right to the first thing. Clay was so generous and gave us another great update, with some complications regarding the food storage. We can no longer store the food in a vacuum, since it is no longer considered refrigerated. When food is stored in a vacuum, it is in a sterile atmosphere. Hydrogen is a sterile atmosphere as well as chlorine. Every other atmosphere as well as water or other liquids are considered normal atmosphere, and they give a different debuff depending on the different kinds of foods. Why don't we fix that right now? And because I got some great comments from you how to improve the kitchen, I'm going to incorporate them as well. But first I will need some space for that. I deconstructed everything in the room and now I'm digging up the last 3 coal tiles. For the gas pipe layout, I'm going with the insulation pipes here and the radiant gas pipes made out of steel in a tiny loop or corner like this. I'm using steel because copper, in comparison to steel, only has a thermal conductivity of 9 and steel has 108. I'm using steel here and on this spot. This spot will be steel later, but at first we going with a regular gas pipe because I'm deconstructing that a couple of times. You will see later why. After Mary and friends finished building the pipes, we can start with the insulation so the heat from our super cold metal tile doesn't seep into other places we don't want it. All types of uncooked food as well as the ingredients will be stored here to the left of the main food storage. The conveyor rails that I'm placing right now will be connected to 2 more conveyor loaders, which I managed to squeeze in between those doors. The duplicates just weren't building our conveyors. That's because we only have 1 mechatronic engineer, Joshua, so Mary will be our second mechatronics engineer. Finally, another rancher. Frankie here can help out Mima with the ranching of the critters, the Dreckos and other stuff. So let's print him. But he is nyctophobic, so he requires light to sleep. Frankie, welcome to the base. As you can see here, I gave Frankie the highest priority in ranching and I put him in the 3rd shift. For now we have to level him up so he can critter ranch later. Farming and a nice head. Mary's working like a beast and finishing all the conveyor loaders and rails. The power cables and automation cables need to be hooked up again. That's what you can see now. Then I want to replace the insulation tiles below the water without everything dropping down or our vacuum getting destroyed. For that reason I first place some tiles in our vacuum. The food will get pressed outside to the right. Then we can deconstruct them again after we build the insulation tiles that we wanted in the first place. Now we can deconstruct the tiles again and replace our conveyor chute with a new one. For this next part I slowed down the video for you. The top conveyor is for already finished food sources like barbecue, cooked fish, grilled stuff, omelets and co. I shortly allowed the manual use so the duplicates would store our food again. And then for the settings for the second conveyor loader we will have all unfinished food sources or raw stuff that needs to be prepared to be edible. Now that the tiles have been built, we only need a few more buildings. First, the electric grill. Another tile right here. This can be deconstructed and we need a fridge from the food tab. After reconnecting some wires, the second auto sweeper that has access to our uncooked food can be placed. The fridge will be set to the same values as our second conveyor loader, but with a lower priority, so that the auto sweeper will pick up the food from the fridge and place it in the conveyor loader. From there it will be delivered to the second storage where the duplicants don't have access to it. The rest was just me reconnecting cables. The next thing that needs to be done is deactivate harvesting plants for all the Dreco ranches. We could also automatically pick up all the Dreco eggs with some auto sweepers and some conveyor loaders, but that takes up a lot of materials and I'm not going to waste that right now. The most important part, the cooling, has not been done yet, but for now let me explain how this kitchen setup works. The duplicant will deliver all the unprocessed food and store them in the fridge. The top auto sweeper will pick up the food, deliver it to a conveyor loader, which will drop it down here in this storage. This one will be filled with hydrogen, which is a sterile atmosphere, and be cooled down through the radiant pipes behind those tiles. This is the main storage for all the finished food, like barbecue and cooked fish, and will be cooled as well, but it is in a vacuum, which is also a sterile atmosphere. But if this would be a regular atmosphere or hydrogen, the water would freeze and the duplicants would no longer have manual access to that. This auto sweeper is able to pick up the unprocessed food and deliver it to the grill, where the duplicants can make some processed food out of it, which is going to be picked up and delivered back to the storage. That's how it works. The next step are the gas pipes. As you can see here, these are our radiant gas pipes, those 3 tiles. This one will be a radiant gas tile later. Now here you can see the insulated gas pipes that will lead all the way through our base down to the place where the thermal regulators will end up. I'm going to expand this a little bit, close this off and dig in from our steam room. But first we need to finish off these tiles. Right now you can see the duplicants slowly working their way down, building the pipes to our room where we want to build the thermoregulator. Here we go, we already have our first trapped duplicant. So Bird, you can go out there by yourself. Just try it. Come on, dig up this, jump out, yeah, thank you very much. Now build it again and stay outside of this time. Here we go again. Now I feel like he's toying with me. Come on, Stinky, not you too. Go outside. Okay, this has been taken care of. So now we deconstruct this wall, dig up a couple of tiles and place our thermoregulator in there. The thermoregulator of course needs to be made out of steel, not iron ore. We have no more lime left, so let's crush some eggshells. There we go, Bird. Nice delivery turner. There we go. Stinky finally does what he needs to do. He's digging up the room and then keeps on going, processing some steel. What you have seen me do right here is place one of these gas pipe thermosensors that checks if the gas is already cold enough, and if it is already cold enough it bridges over without being cooled. If not, it is being cooled down more, then goes to these bridges. These bridges are there, so if I overfill the loop it won't come to a full stop, but keep rotating again and again. Thank you guys for pointing out that the doors were open, because our Draculates are constantly escaping, as you can see here. So I ordered them to close the doors and we will no longer have some of these tiny Draculates running around all over our base. No! Close the doors. Right now. Come on. The duplicants are finally finished building the thermo aquatuner. Now we can hook it up to our hydrogen, which we have here. Therefore I'm going to use a bridge and connect it up to the pipe we have left over from our carbon dioxide the last time. This needs to be deconstructed. This can be deconstructed as well. And I'm going to connect it to right here. Also, I've noticed this one is the wrong orientation. So this one needs to go quickly. I'm going to set the value to minus 220 degrees, just as overkill. After that we can fill up the whole loop with the hydrogen made in our electrolyzer setup. We got another care package and we got some free glass. One more solar panel, nice. I am sorry Frankie, I totally forgot about him. He can only sleep when there's light in the room. So I'm going to give him this cot, Frankie, and I'm going to build a lamp somewhere that only he gets the light. To save on energy consumption and heat production, I placed a motion sensor right next to the lamp. The hydrogen loop should be filled by now, as you can see here. Now back to the tile that we are going to deconstruct to create the hydrogen atmosphere in this one tile. Yes! I decided to do this 2 more times to increase the pressure in this one tile. Then I added the last 2 pipe segments, the radiation pipe made out of steel and the insulation pipe made of igneous rock. Now I will just allow the autosweeper to remove the debris and store it in a storage bin, so the duplicants can store it anywhere else. Then we will need 1 more tile so the lower autosweeper doesn't have access to the fridge. Here you can see that it is already cooled down a little bit, but not much. Oh, in the time we needed to build this, something must have rotten, so there's polluted oxygen in there, which increases the rate that our food spoils. Let us quickly restore the vacuum and then let the duplicants manually put the food back in again. Here you can see the food drop and the cooling system working. Still needs a few cycles though. The bridge can now be deconstructed and the hydrogen fed back into our infinite storage via a bridge right here. Also, this bridge needs to be deconstructed. Frankie, you are too slow for the atmosuits. A couple more points that I want to check off my list. The metal refinery is full of super hot water. I want to deconstruct it and let it all out as hot steam, because I don't have any water left here. Or I'm going to fill this up with some water. Maybe polluted water from here or water from here. Also, I want to create naphtha and fill this liquid lock here with naphtha, because if this is a steam room, this will evaporate sooner than later. Naphtha can be created by smelting some plastic. Let's check the smelting point of plastic. We got some plastic in here and the properties are 160 degrees is the smelting point. What do we got here? A snazzy suit. Nice. Snazzy suit for Mima. Back to the plastic smelting. I placed some plastic here in the vacuum and I'm planning on building a red ball generator on top of the plastic. Oh Frankie, you are so slow. In case you were wondering what this is the material study terminal, which replaces our atomic research station. The developers changed it up because it is a more general building, so you can research the stuff that has to do with materials rather than specific atomic research. I want more solar panels in a stacked up pyramid scheme, so we need more glass for that. The atmosphere dock to our room here can be deconstructed because we don't need them any longer. This is a perfectly fine atmosphere at 26 to 36, 38 degrees, which is fine. Our food storage slowly gets cooled down to the target temperature. The metal is already at minus 16 degrees. Our unprepared food is at minus 12 and our already prepared food, like the pickled meal, are still too warm with 9.7 degrees. The mug root is at minus 5. Yeah, slowly but steady. This isn't needed anymore. Oh Frankie, come on. Seriously? Since the power need of our base will dramatically increase in the future, I want to place some solar panels in a way like this. If you want to know more about solar panels, check out Peter's Sandbox, he has a great tutorial on that. This is a midway in between of how many solar panels I can place in the small area that I have to how much power the solar panel create. But before I place them in this pyramid scheme, I need to place the heavy watt wires, because you can only drop the solar panels on already existing heavy watt wires, but you can't place heavy watt wires through already existing solar panels, even though it may look like this right now. Here. Doesn't work. For now, this is the setup and this should do the trick. When the duplicants have built this, I go into deconstruct those 3 solar panels and place them in the order I want them to. Also, we should have more glass by then. Frankie, please don't wear an atmosuit. Let's check his skills. Here. Frankie needs to be better at this. So for now, I think I'm going to revoke his right to go through this door. No more Frankie. I think Mary is a little bit stressed. We got 90% stress at Mary because she seems to be our only supplier dupe. Look at this. Oh my god. We gotta do something about this. Okay, Mary's just an ugly crier, so she will cry and not destroy anything, but this is too good. I have no clue why Mary's stressed because she's supplying so much, but she's our builder dupe. And we have another builder dupe right here. And Harold is our researcher, but he could be a builder too if he's not researching at the moment. Low morale. Ah, okay. That may be the reason. So Mary, she did not shower. No time for that. No great food. And too much stuff she has to do. Let's make a quick fix and give Mary a massage. Here you can see Mary having her stress relieved. Hey, free steel! And I'm going to research for high culture. I need to build some auto sweepers because our Dreckos keep getting cramped because there are glossy Drecko egglets in there. So I have to bite the sour apple and build some auto sweepers. Also conveyor loaders, of course. This can reach it, this can reach it, great. Copper? No, not copper. I want to make them out of iron. Like this. Now we can connect up the conveyor rails to the different conveyor loaders in our ranches. And after that connect it up to the power grid. We can just use small cables because the power we draw at one moment in time will be very minuscule. Oh no, there was a tiny mistake that I made and I had to reload the game and I forgot to close the goddamn doors again. All the Dreckos are all over the place. Let's capture them again. Find the Drecko. Okay. Close the doors. There's a Drecko. I think I'm going to improve on the one-tile storage. Everything that is going to be picked up will be dropped in the one-tile storage and from the storage then be delivered to our different places where we need it. We could do it that way so we don't have to build more conveyor rails and conveyor loaders for every single element that we want to deliver to different places. That is the design now. Here you can see every egg from all of our ranches will get dropped through this conveyor chute and land in our infinite storage. Then it will get picked up, delivered to this conveyor loader, which will deliver it to our breeding and or barbecue cell. This one delivers food in case a Parku dies and it will get delivered to our storage here. I set these to every single element that can be chosen here. I just selected all and I activate it and now the duplicants no longer have to manually pick up all the stuff that's lying on the floor here. What do we have here? We have Jean, who could be very helpful building the next conveyor stuff. So, Jean, welcome to the base. Jean is gonna be operating and a builder. He's also going to be in the third shift. Jean. Let's quickly change that up. This one is for Frankie and the light needs to go here. Wait guys, this is interesting. He is still afraid of the dark. I thought this was the important tile. Maybe this tile needs to be lit up so the duplicants isn't afraid anymore. Or it needs to be brighter than the 900 looks. Frankie, why are you still afraid? Oh, okay, it just needed time to update. And this one is for the new dupe. Where is Jean? Here. All the duplicants seem to be idle. That means our solar panels must be, yes, prepared. Let's deconstruct everything that we don't need and replace the solar panels to the right spots. Ah, god damn it. Hey guys, as you can see, we have a very important interruption. We got a lot of unpermitted food for 4 duplicants who are hungry at the moment. The problem is, go to thank you. We have a lot of calories, but none that the duplicants are allowed to eat. We have a lot of meat, which the duplicants should not eat because it is not processed yet. Meal lice and muckroot. So we're going to let them eat the muckroot and cook up the meat. The problem is that I did not queue up the commands. Well, my fault. Set the omelets for forever. Pickled meal, no. Cooked fish and barbecue. That will increase the morale a lot. So who is our cooking duplicant and where is he or she? Priorities first. Cooking. We have one dedicated cooking duplicant, which is Trevaldo. Trevaldo, cook more, then research, not the other way around. Let's give you a new head. Skills for Trevaldo. Trevaldo here. Trevaldo will get the grilling. Grilling 2. Oh shit. Okay, I already pressed it. Now we have to increase his morale. Yeah. The next good idea I got from the comment section is to build a rocket platform somewhere around here, and I can stack up the batteries from the rockets, which have a much bigger capacity than our jumbo batteries and a way lower rate of losing power. Here the power leak is 2 kilojoules a cycle from these jumbo batteries, and it is around 0.5 kilojoules from the rocket batteries. It's the same as in the smart batteries. Another care package. Maybe this time we take the blossom seeds, because I don't want another duplicate, and look at how much sand we have. I guess we can deactivate the harvesting of the plants, because we have so much food. Barbecue, which is a way better food source than this meal ice, and we can just wait for this to fall down naturally, which takes around, I guess, 12 cycles. Let's check our food system working. As you can see, we have the hydrogen here and a vacuum here. The temperatures are minus 25 degrees for the Paco filet, which should stay fresh forever. The Paco filet loses 0% freshness per cycle, as you can see here, but it took a little bit to cool down. In our prepared food storage, the cooked fish is at minus 8 degrees and cooling down rapidly. The barbecue is still at 41 degrees because, as you can see, Prevaldo is cooking up new barbecue, so it needs a time to cool down. To the left you can see that I prepared the relocation of the power shaft, as well as one of the transit tubes and another fire pole to slide down, all the way to down here. This consumed all of our plastic, but we should get more from our Dreckos in the future. Here we have the rocket platform. The rocket platform will be used to build up battery storages, which have a higher efficiency than the ones we have right now. And there was the signal for new barbecue. The duplicants seem to be spending way too much time disinfecting stuff, so I'm going to deactivate it. Also, you can see almost all of our base is filled with floral scent. For now I switched up all the eggs to glossy Dreco eggs, so we have more glossy Dreckos and more plastic. For now there's a need to insulate our base from the heat from below. As you can see, it is getting a little bit hot here. In case you're interested in our temperature overlay, here you can see our steam turbine being very cold, the cold buffer, our area where we cool down the oxygen for all the base, that's why it is still green. The heat seeped through the walls into our base, which is not good, that's why I insulated it at the moment. Our thermoregulator is getting a little bit too hot, but I'm not ready to release the steam yet, so maybe I drop some water on that. And the cold biome. And this thing still not melting. The rocket platform has been built, so we can build the first rocket. No, we cannot. I first have to research it. Here we go, space power. Bristle berries or more duplicants? I think more duplicants is the way to go, because they don't get stuff done right now, and it's taking forever. We have a very good duplicant here, but farts frequently. No. Why? Maybe Ellie? Ellie could be our cleanup dupe. We need a lot of cleanup right now. Ellie, welcome to the base. Hello Ellie, nice landing. First your priorities. You will be the cleanup and supply and store dupe and tidying. Ellie also got her own shift, and every duplicant will get one more slot of downtime. And one more slot of bath time. For the skills, Ellie will be supply dupe. Jean, what are you doing? What was Jean again? Alright, Jean was gonna be our improved tinkering, so mechatronics engineer in the future, dupe. We could no longer research because our material study terminal burned down. Let's deconstruct and reconstruct it. That's easier than supplying it with repair material. We also need another great hall, since we only have 10 seats, as I've just noticed. Well, 3 dupes have been eating on the floor, sad for them. Who made a mess and why? Let's check this. Stinky. Oh, come on, we have another one of those special ones. Sticky, you're gonna drop. Don't fight it. And again. By the way, there was only one electrolyzer activated the last 50 cycles, I guess, because we had so much oxygen accumulated in this infinite oxygen storage that there was no need for the second one. Now we only have 100 kilogram per tile left, so maybe I activate the second one again. That will use up a lot of our water, but well, let's see. And look at that, another trap dupe. Well, at least you can deconstruct this. Or not. Come on. And again. The second Great Hall has been built, but we don't have enough plants to fill all of our hanging pots. Guys, the base is so cluttered at the moment. I think I need to spend some time in between episodes to clean up a lot of these ladders, make some clear lines here, and maybe rip out a couple of things. Tell me if you think that is okay, or if you want to see everything that I'm doing. More power shaft expansion. And we got another helping hand with Rowan. Rowan is gonna be our pilot in the future. But he's gonna kill all of our plants if we let him. You know the drill. Rocketry, skill points, and so on. By the way, this is our oxygen overlay. I prepared more building commands down the power shaft so the duplicants won't get idle again. I think I'm going to set the sensor to minus 40 degrees for now. Our food is already cold enough and the hydrogen is at minus 38 degrees. Yes, more seeds, nice. Because we pushed the morale of our duplicants with the good food, the barbecue, so much we can finally give them more skills like exosuit wearing for Stinky. Turner can carry more. Improved strength and plumbing. Frankie, finally the critter ranching. Whoa, finally. This only took forever. Berry modules, nice. Maybe not this way. Maybe like this. Yes. After hooking up the battery storages from the rocket tab, we will have a huge buffer for our energy reserves. Right now I'm just eyeballing it and throwing in some materials. Some copper, why not? Then we can quickly build some more solar panels, as well as more battery rocket storages. Right after that, even more power. Hey guys, thank you so much for everyone who made it this far. I know this was a little bit of a hard episode to watch, because there was so much fixing and cleaning up, so I'm trying to make the next episode more interesting for you. Also, you can see that I put a time lapse of the cleanup in the outro, so if you're interested, just watch the credits. And if you haven't already and wouldn't mind, I would be very happy if you press the subscribe button. And now you can continue with the time lapse of the cleanup, the building and the deconstruction.